everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I like to pour with you the chiffon technique. I don't know who poured it first, but the first time I saw this technique was here on YouTube from Julie Katz on her channel Pouring Your Heart Out, and it absolutely blew me away. Since then I've been creating coasters or tray using this technique from time to time. And now here's our piece of fabric. It should be a little larger than your mold. It can be a bit tricky to find the right size. If it's too small, you won't have enough folds. If it's too big, you'll end up with way too many. And for this resin layer, I'm adding just a touch of color. Don't make it too dark, because later you'll want to be able to see your folds clearly. I decided to go with Petrol from Octopus for this one. And the first thing you need to pay attention to is your resin. If possible, it should be as low viscosity as you can get it, because the most important thing here is to avoid bubbles. I'm removing the bubbles here using this spray from Dipon. It works perfectly. I'm pouring a very thin layer of resin and then carefully placing the chiffon on top. You see it here. We're going to shape it using 2 sticks or whatever tools you have on hand. This part can be a little tricky, so be patient. So what I didn't tell you is that I already poured a clear and very thin layer and let it fully cure. Why do I do that? There are several reasons. First, it keeps your mold safe from scratches. Second, I feel like it helps to reduce bubbles. So I could be wrong, that's just my personal impression. Third, it's much easier to position the chiffon on a cured resin surface than directly on the silicone mold. And finally, after demolding, the resin layer can sometimes be so thin in folds that the chiffon shows through, and that doesn't look nice at all. You need to be patient here. Take your time and work carefully and slowly, always keeping an eye out for any bubbles. Sometimes you can gently push them out to the side underneath the fabric, and that works really well. Of course, there can always be bubbles trapped under a fold that you can't see from above, and that usually turns into an unpleasant surprise when you demold. So far, I haven't found a way to completely avoid that. So, and once you're happy with your folds, let everything cure completely. Okay, and then it's time to pour the final layer of resin on top. You want to make this layer much darker. I always do it like this. I use the same color as in the previous layer, just much darker, and usually add 1 or 2 drops of black as well. Try to cover all your folds. And that's it. Let it cure. And we'll see each other when it's time to demold. So everything is cured now and we can demold. Please excuse the lighting. It looks way too bright and the folds appear white, but that's just the light. I'll show you a few clips in sunlight afterwards so you can see the real colors. I'm very happy with this result. I think it looks really beautiful and elegant. And I say thank you so much for watching, and I hope I was able to share a few usual tips, and I'll see you next time. Tschüss, eure Nicole.